Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Steve here from Life Liberty Adventures, and today's video is going to be a short installation video in my Rebel GT with the Bulletpoint phone mount that goes in, I believe it's 2019 and up Ram 1500s, and I'll show you what parts I got. Stay tuned. So Bulletpoint Mounting Solutions makes a nice adapter that goes on top of the dashboard up in there. I'll show you how that works here in a second. But they come packaged in these nice boxes. They give you a nice decal sticker if you want to put it on your truck or Jeep or car somewhere, whatever you want to do with it. But what I purchased was the main mount that goes in the dash itself, and I've also already gone ahead and mounted the ball adapters for the arms, because those are kind of tricky because you don't have a lot of clearance on the back for the nuts you can see there, and they're Phillips heads on the top. They give you a Phillips screwdriver, but it's kind of small and it's kind of chintzy. I don't really like that, so I'm going to be using my good old faithful snap-on tools that I've had for, I don't know, 25 years, something like that. But anyway, I bought this main adapter. It mounts in that hole in the dash, and there's two screw holes here in the bottom that it gets attached to with 3M double-sided tape. I'm not going to use that. I'll see how it works before I install that, because when I had one of these mounts similar to this in my Jeep Wrangler, I didn't use the double-sided tape and it was strong. It never wiggled or wobbled or anything, so I'm going to go with it. I also bought two of these short arms with the ball mounts, and this is a magnetic adapter. I bought two identical like this, but this adapter goes on, it's magnetic, it's non-charging, but I like it because it's small and it doesn't look weird. Plus it's got the nice logo on it. There are other mounts that are chargers as well as magnetic mounts, are a lot bigger. That's why I went with this one. So got that, and here's the other one. It's identical to that one. They have some nice ball swivel mounts. Those are pretty sturdy too. So anyway, let's get into it. Alright, I said this goes in the mount hole on top of the dash. So the first thing you want to do is take this little rubbery tray out. You can see it just kind of pulls out, and then in the bottom there are two screws that you'll need to take out, that one and that one. So let's see if we can get in there. Okay, I got the two screws out. So one thing you're gonna notice is that on this adapter you don't have a clear line of sight to those screw holes in the bottom. So you're gonna have to remove the top plate by taking off two screws on this end and two screws on that end. Then the whole top plate will come off and you can insert the bottom. Okay, I have that top plate off, and one thing you'll want to note is the orientation of this plate inside that hole, that pocket. So it goes in this orientation with those two tabs attachments to the plate on the front side toward the front bumper. Just lay that down inside. See what I mean? The holes line up pretty good. And then you just insert the screws that you removed. Now you don't need to go crazy on these because there's not a whole lot of weight. Okay, next we can mount the plate back on, and that essentially just sits right on top like that. Just a fair warning, these screws are very small, so you want to be sure you get them in. What I like to do is I like to start each of them a little bit, and then once they're all started, go ahead and snug them all down. Started, and we'll just go and slung them down a little bit. Easy peasy. And the last step here is mounting the arms. So you want to loosen up that wing nut so that it slips over the ball. This is kind of hard doing it one-handed. There we go. Tightening that up one-handed. Not fun. And these arms, like, they're carbon fibers, so they're really light, and they, once you get the nuts kind of tightened down, they don't really move a whole lot. So yeah, I'm happy. I really like it. I'm gonna go ahead and install the other one. See if I can do that one one-handed too. See if I can get the camera up there at the same time. There we go. And when you're tightening these wing nuts down, it's tightening on the ball and on the end of the rod as well. So this one is for Roseanne, my passenger princess. So I'm not sure where she's gonna want that, but we're just gonna put that there for now. Tighten them up again. And you can put these any which way you want, and they will stay once you have them tightened. That is super sturdy. I really like that. So there you have it, folks. This is one of the first mods to the new truck. Stay tuned for more. Thanks. So just for completeness here, you can see, since these are not charging mounts, you can see that the port there, the charging port, is still accessible, that you can plug in your adapter of any kind and use a charging cable. And there's how the phone sits. Very cool. I wanted to update you on the Bulletpoint mounting solutions phone mounts that I installed in my truck last week. I realized that my phone mount that I have in my car also would work on these Bulletpoint arms. The only thing I needed to do was I needed to add, or I needed to purchase, let's see if I can grab it here. It's a 17 to 20 millimeter ball adapter. It's just a ball on either side, and I could use the very sleek looking charging mounts that I have on my car, and they are made by ESR. I have no affiliation. I got them off of Amazon, and I really like how they work. They have a ball mount on the back. They also give you in the package a couple different mounts, but I really like them. They're very clean looking and very sleek. They're not big and bulky, so I'm gonna install some here on the truck. So the only thing you need to do is loosen up the adapter on the end of the bar and take this. I'm trying to do this one-handed. This is never easy. And take this whole thing out. See? It's all out. This is a non-charging phone mount. Then you install this, which is a 20 millimeter to 17 millimeter ball adapter. I'm actually getting pretty decent at doing this by hand. Then you take the ESR mount. It has a little socket adapter on the back, and all you do is press that on. I gotta loosen up that nut on the back. There we go. And you tighten up the nut that's on the back, and you can tighten up that. There we go. Let's do the it's so satisfying. Anyway, and the cable runs out from here, and then it'll go back up around the arms and then over to the charging port on the side. I'm going to pick up some right angle adapters to go out from the bottom here, USB-C, so the cord doesn't come like down far, but I don't have those quite yet. Okay, there I got the cable hooked up. You can see it doesn't really look all that bad, but super sturdy, and it's gonna hold the phone very nice. The cables, yeah, I might get a shorter cable for up there, but I'm not sure if they make a shorter one. Hold this up here so you can see the Bulletpoint side by side. It's just a little bit bigger, but it's not as big as the ones that Bulletpoint wants to sell you that are charging adapters. So I like it. Well, here they are. They're both installed, and I tucked the wires up as best I could. Doesn't look too bad. I'm still probably going to get the right angle adapters for the sockets. Anyway, now they're both charging mounts. Well, this is truck mod number 3, and I think it's 99% complete. I want to get those 90-degree mounts. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.